So what's up, everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer. And it's been a while since I've brought out this setup. With all the military figures and science fiction stuff and the horror and all. But we're kind of getting back to something very interesting. This is the Cosmic Creations. I couldn't tell you what this is. I think he was called the Bad Man of Jianghu. This is a 1/12 scale figure. I actually got this from one of my Facebook groups. And this is a very neat thing. This is... How can I put... Remember that Notta Toys Wu Kong figure I did, I think it was last year? This is very much in vein of that. So this is a 1/12 scale figure. It is articulated. We'll get this guy out of the box here. But it's got all soft goods in it. As you can see, it's... I'm opening this guy straight for you guys here. There we go. It's got almost like a book-like quality to it. And then we've got the seal on here. This is just a very unique figure. Like I mentioned before, I got this from one of our Facebook groups. I actually got all three of them. I'm just going to look at the one today. But I haven't seen many reviews on these guys. So I figured let's try something a little different. But as you can see, he's very well packaged. I like how there's like a little bit of a buffer here between the plastic and the actual figurehead. And we've got some hands on here. Also, he comes with a stand, so that's absolutely awesome. So let me get this guy out of the package, and we will figure him out. So I've been able to take a few minutes and kind of gather my thoughts on this guy. This is one of those figures where there's a lot of love put into the design. A lot of creativity actually put into some of the gimmicks to it. Well, actually one gimmick, but the problem is that execution of the gimmick did not quite go the way it could have. It could have gotten a little better. As a figure, it's a great figure. I want to say this right now. This is a very cool figure. This is a nice 1/12 scale Shaolin fighter that with soft goods on here. This is not wired, and I don't think it actually needs to be. In fact, in some ways, I think it might have actually been distracted if wired. The ply of it holds up very well. The joints are smooth, very smooth. There is no foot peg on here, but the ankle rocker, while a little on the loose side, holds everything quite nicely. Really, yeah, the articulation on this is very nice. The details also very cool. We'll go take a look here. We'll start from the boots. Again, very much like the Notta Toys figures. There's a great washing going on here. Multiple colors on it for the paint. We've got the boot stitches on here. He's got his leg ties here. The cloth goods here do not restrict any of the articulation. Now, is it... Okay, I'm going to say this. It's not full Spider-Man ninja articulation. Like, that's as high as I can get the kick to go. To give an idea, there's no drop-down hips or anything. But I really am... I've got no issues with it at all. Legs can do the full splits. Life is good there. And these just get... The robe gets right out of the way. Same with the arms. There is a butterfly joint on the body. Nice double jointed elbow, and everything is smooth, and once again, the clothes do not hamper anything. You can see how everything's stitched on here. This is gonna sound weird. If this is kind of like how I wanted the V-Toys figure to be, if that, as far as the movement and all. And I like that V-Toys Demon Hunter as well. So, as far as a figure, this is very well done. Accessories on this guy are a little on the light side. He gets two other full sets of hands, which pop in and out. He's got his hat and he's got the mask. That's all the accessories he has. And I'll try to showcase some of the hands a little later in the review. He's got he's got armor underneath his tunic, and you can see that is well painted. Nice wash on there too. And I love the shoulder armor here. So he's like he could be leading it in. Again, this is they called him the Bad Man. So this is probably some badass walking in who's like an unarmed combat master. He doesn't need weapons because He is the living weapon. Now, that gimmick. When I first took him out of the package, this hat doesn't have any ties. But, you can see the hat doesn't fall off. Because there's a magnet in here. You know, you can just drop it on. The problem is I don't think the magnet is in the right place. I think they should have moved it forward just a little, because I can't put the hat, you know, over the brow. I think that would look really cool if I could pull that off. I can kind of put it at an angle, which looks kind of silly. I do like how the gray from the scarf kind of goes through to make it look like the cloth is pulled through with the hat. But as you can see, as you move it, gravity does its thing, so it kind of shifts it. You can just kind of nudge it to where you want it to be. I just think this could have been done a little better with either a stronger magnet or at least a larger magnet, so I can have some more places to put it. So I can put there, it flings back. So that's my only major issue with it, aside from lack of weapons. Take that off. He also has this mask, which is beautifully sculpted. You can make a, you know, and again has a nice wash to it. And he needs this mask, folks, because he is one ugly mother, if you know what I'm saying. Take that off there. This guy has seen things. He has experienced things. I don't know if he was in a fire, he had acid thrown in his face or what, but his nose has been cut off. I mean, it's just, ugh. So, I actually really think the magnet gimmick would have worked really cool with the mask. You know, imagine having that there just held on by the magnet as well. I think that was a lost opportunity working with these gimmicks. Just saying. But and this you can't pull off. Like, you can't see his bare head on there. Scarf, you can, you know, if you want to lift it up, you can see where the neck joint is, and I do like how that's fully sculpted down there. But then you start seeing the skeleton of the figure. So the body itself is definitely minimalist, which is not a bad thing because it's just all clothed over, you know, so that's a great way of keeping costs down and still not hindering anything. I like the back here. The armor still, you know, continues on the back, and it's got the stitches and all to there. You know, I don't see any reason you'd want to strip this guy down of anything. Everything is just really fine as is. Now, I'm no Jay Hernandez when it comes to balancing, but I'm pretty proud of what I did here. Did change out some of the hands. Definitely, if I put this guy on display, I'm keeping the mask on. Absolutely. His alternate hands are kind of interesting. I do love the Death Claw here. I actually could see him just having both of those on there, so I like that. And then he's got a semi-holding hand here, which because he doesn't have anything to hold. You know what I mean? Like, if he came with a sword or a dagger or something, I'd be with that. I'm sure that's probably just standardized with all three figures. I am surprised he doesn't have a chopping hand, though, especially going with the Shaolin Kung Fu thing. I could probably have a few more different poses with that. But this is a very aggressive strike to it. And, as I said, I love being able to balance him unassisted. And that's on this foam base, too. So this is one of my early dioramas. So this is actually all styrofoam, believe it or not. One thing I gotta tell you, if you do get this guy, is changing the hands are a bit of a pain. It's not taking the hands off, but it's putting the new hand on. Because, remember I mentioned there's a bare skeleton under here? So you take the hand off, the cuff here, this wants to slide off of it, and so it's hard to get a good grip to then push the peg into the new hand. I can see it's not impossible. I've had figure arts that are much scarier than this. So it's not the worst thing I've handled, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. He does come with an interesting stand, to say the least. I think I'm missing a piece on here. I think there was a nut that was supposed to be in here. Because, yeah, the claw is supposed to slide over here, which it does decently. But then, I assume as soon as I put the screw in here, if there was a nut on the other side, I could then tighten it down to have it go through. So I am missing that. It's not a make or break situation, because I don't know if I'm going to use the stand, but it should be worth mentioning. Oh wait, no, there's the nut. It's in this bag here. You can hear it rattling in there. So, okay, I can take out that criticism. So the stand's decent, and it works really well for a 1/12 scale figure. He also has a hand tree, which is nice if you do decide to throw out the package. It does have space for 4 sets of hands, even though he only has the default hand and 2 extra sets of hands. So I would have liked to have had more hands, basically, because I think it would have really added to this guy. So I'm absolutely going to say this is not Figure of the Year. I'm also going to say this is not a disappointing Figure of the Year. If you want to know what those are, check out next month. We'll be doing some top 5s. No top 10s here. We'll go straight to the top 5s. And honorable mentions, of course. What this is, though, is something fun, a little different, not too terribly expensive, and just something that you can add onto the shelf to kind of give it a little more gravitas, per se. Build is decent, a little loose on the ankles as I've been messing with them. I mentioned before, a little bit of a pain getting the wrist hands back in there, and the hat gimmick, it's hit or miss. But it is something fun. It's got a little bit of everything that you need. I did get 2 other figures in this line. I may or not review them on this channel. Really just depends on how much traffic this video gets. But if you want me to do it, let me know down in the comments. Let me know your thought of this figure down in the comments. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. We got more stuff on the way. Like I said, we got the top 5s coming in at the end of the year. We got giveaways for that Vanguard we're still building up to, so we need you to subscribe for that. But as always, most importantly, until next time, take care. Peace.